Dear Founder, as you know, there's no blueprint for entrepreneurship. You wear so many hats, you burn the midnight oil, you pour your heart and soul into everything that you do. But without a doubt, the journey is worth every single second that you put into it. I'm Lindsay Pinchuk, host of the Dear Founder podcast. I say this because I've lived it for over a decade. I started my first company with $500 in my pocket and a baby in my belly. I grew it and I sold it all. This podcast is my weekly letter to you. We'll talk all things starting, growing, nurturing, and in some cases, even selling a business. Together with some of my closest contacts, I'm here to help you find your own success, whatever that means to you. The ride as a founder is the ride of your life. So come on in and join me for another episode that will get you one step closer to reaching your own founder goals. So today's guest is special for so many reasons. Number one, I have had the honor and privilege of including her company on my client roster, which has not only been so much fun, but it's made me very cool among at least one of my kids in my household. Number two, I came to today's guest through another past podcast guest of mine, which is a testament to how networking actually works and how a podcast can really impact your business and your bottom line. And number three, her company, StickerBeans, and their community has raised $20,000 for Friends of the IDF over the last few weeks. This is through a custom Star of David sticker that they launched just 3 weeks ago, and by StickerBeans matching the donations from the sales of the sticker. I am really so proud of them, and it was so important to me to be able to share that huge donation number with you because it is $20,000 and counting. Welcome back to another episode of Dear Founder. I'm so excited about today's guest because I've had the privilege and the honor of doing some work for her and getting to know her on a much greater scale than many of the guests that come on the show. But Dana Runyon is the co-founder of StickerBeans. And if you don't know what StickerBeans is, you will certainly know what StickerBeans is when we're done with this episode. But I am so excited, Dana, that you're here. I'm so excited to share your story. What you've built out of stickers is amazing.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to share your story. So why don't you kick us off and tell us all about StickerBeans and your story and how you came up with this idea?
Sure. So my partner, Kim, and I had been working together, dabbling in some other creative ventures. We started an invitation business probably 9 years ago. We were both creative spirits. I mean, that's just how I would define both of us. We even were beading bracelets. We were selling camp bracelets, which kind of gave us an introduction into that whole camp world of retail, which is interesting. We met some kind of fun, nice buyers that way. But that was more of a hobby, I would say. I think there's a very big difference between a hobby and a business idea. And fast forward. So we came up with this concept of embellishing boxes in rhinestones because there were some in the market that were really high end and overpriced and no one could really afford it or wanted to pay for their kids stuff. So we wound up buying on Amazon, random rhinestone stickers, embellishing these lucite boxes, filling them with candy. And we had friends and family that ordered them and it was really super cool. We fell in love with the idea of this rhinestone embellishment. And literally one day we were just talking, we're wouldn't it be amazing? You remember back in the day when we were obsessed with stickers and we had the puffy stickers. We wound up reminiscing about the smelly stickers, the puffy stickers, the oily stickers, all the things that we collected when we were kids. And we're this would be such a modern day version of just that. So we literally took pen to paper and came up with, we're okay, well, if we were to do this, what would be our first collection? And not to age this whole thing or ourselves, but I feel emojis were just possibly getting popular. It was, 2015, I think, when we started designing this whole idea. And so a lot of them were emoji inspired stickers. Some of them were just rainbows and unicorns, that kind of thing. We came up with 25 stickers that we thought would be a great way to start. And we found a company, and that's a piece of the story that it's like finding a needle in a haystack, really, because obviously it's not obviously, but it's an international partnership. But we did find one, and we sent them these images, and my guess is like, and literally, we didn't even have samples made. This is the craziest thing. Like, we got artwork sent back, and we're like, that looks amazing. And we put in this order. We put in an order for 1,000 of each of the 25 stickers. So arriving at my doorstep at my house in Demorest, we got 25 small boxes from a factory overseas. And we were so nervous. Like, we really literally had no idea what we were opening. And she came over. I waited for Kim to come. And in my dining room, I think we posted a picture to social recently. We like opened up all these brown, dirty boxes. And we were like crying, laughing, crying. Like, we could not believe what we were looking at. We just could not believe they so exceeded our expectations. And we just knew it. The minute you opened the first box, you just knew that this was like super cool, like beyond cool. And that's where it started.
So when you opened these first boxes, did you have a plan for what you were going to do with them or how you were going to sell them?
Nope. So we literally, again, went on the World Wide Web and found a like display that would like hold these. We actually were smart enough to make sure they had like, the holes for the pegs. We didn't know much about, marketing and merchandising or anything back then. We found a display that coincidentally had 25 pegs on the front. And we took a stack, we put it on each one. It looked even better, by the way. And they do, anyone who knows our product knows the more of them there are. If you see the wall behind me, the better they look. And we took this rack, and like I said, we did make some connections in retail in New York when we started our little hobbies before this one. So I had a few people to call. I had actually become friendly with a few buyers. And I said, any chance we could run by and just show you a new product? And they're so nice. I mean, of course, come. We took the rack in the car and like literally just took the rack to the road. And I mean, then yeah, the rest is history, because
part of the part of that story that I love is at the end when you talk about leveraging your relationships, because had you not had those relationships, it might have taken a different turn. You might have had a different outcome if you didn't know any of those buyers. And I just want to point that out because I think a lot of people listening often don't know where to start. And so I often say you need to look at who's within your network in order to get started. And you did that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say is, I think, first of all, in my experience, most of the buyers, at least in girls' accessories, that's like kind of what our product falls under. It's an accessory, and it's typically marketed to girls. They're typically female buyers. I find that my experience, even though I know like everyone has preconceived notions about women working with women, some people think women might be harder to work with. I do not feel that way. I have found women, you and I, Lindsay, have talked about this so often about how other women, female founders of other businesses and buyers for me, or they've all helped me in a million trillion ways. I mean, I found the buyers to be so supportive, receptive. I could tell you stories about buyers that without their help in the very beginning, I don't know that it would have happened. I mean, and they like rooted us on and have all these years. That's the part that's really amazing, is the longevity of that.
You just said all of these years. I want you to tell everyone how many years it's been.
Right. So, that was the first batch landed in 2015, but we, pretty much went to market in the earlier part of 2016. And the thing I will say, and I've said to you, and I've said it on social, I think a few times, is that there is no doubt in my mind that New York specifically sets a trend. I can't even begin to tell you that Leicester's back in the day, and I mean, Lester's, Denny's, we have other accounts. They were the first to place their orders. And the minute they did, the thing is, there's like territorial stuff that goes on in this world where like they post to social, like, look what we found. We found new product alert, sticker. And by the way, there were like typos. It was like StickerBeans have landed, like crazy stuff. And the minute these handful of stores in New York posted, this was the part we weren't prepared for. We had stores across the country who were following. This is like, I guess, I mean, Lindsay, you would know more than me. Instagram 2016, how new was it? I mean,
I would say, like, I got my Instagram from my first company in 2012 or 2013, and that was pretty early. So I would say 2015, 2016, things were still very new, and it was still an uncharted territory for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. But if for stores that were ahead of the curve, I guess, or ahead of the trend, whatever you call it, that already had their Instagram accounts, they're all following each other. And it's weird. I mean, and so they all follow each other. All the stores follow the other stores. And the minute these New York stores posted about stickers, we got 100+ stores maybe that reached out to say, what are StickerBeans? Can we get a catalog? Can we get information?
So one of the things that I want to ask you is, what was the initial reaction when you first took those stickers out? I mean, you can't look at StickerBeans and not smile. I mean, the product is amazing. It speaks for itself. You know, I mean, I've shared this with you many times. My own daughter didn't really know what they were until you and I connected. And she's obsessed now and literally comes into my office every day and is like, are there new StickerBeans? So, but it's one of those things that, and I actually have a couple sitting right here, but it's one of those things that you see them and you're like, I want them. So what, at least I feel that way, but what was that initial reaction from the buyers?
Happy product. I would say we got pretty much all positive feedback. I don't remember, if I had to be honest, a pitch that I gave where I got like these are not for us kind of thing. And if I did, and there might have been a few stores that said, you know what, we'll keep you in mind. We'll let you know kind of thing. But like I said, the minute the trendsetters out there posted about us, it was like playing catch up at that point. When can we get them? And people thought we were like playing favorites, like who got shipped. We learned very quickly, by the way, this is so critical in retail, that you ship everyone the same day. Everyone gets, because we didn't know that in the beginning, and like we would get like orders out kind of as we could do them. But a store would see, a store in Livingston would post, oh, we just got StickerBeans. The other stores would be like, we placed that order 2 weeks ago. Where's our order? But they got mad, and they should have. They were right. But again, learning curve. So, so we got all positive feedback. I feel like this is so weird and ironic, but I have one weird memory of a store in like Texas, maybe like saying, ooh, rhinestones are so like yesterday, and my partner and I would laugh because like I think of like Texas as like rhinestone cowboy, right? So, but other than that, I feel like rhinestones are, anyone that doesn't like sparkle, I don't know.
I agree. But StickerBeans is a testament of the fact that if you have a product that looks good and photographs well, you just have to get it out there into the world because it speaks for itself. And to your point, people saw them and then wanted them, and it became a trickle-down effect, so much so you have never paid for marketing.
No, never.
I mean, your whole business has been word of mouth.
Yeah, I mean, there are other like twists in the story though. I mean, so when a new product comes out in I didn't know any of this, and I know a lot about it now, but so we really were the first rhinestone collectible sticker company. It's not like we took someone else's idea and like tweaked it. We really were the first. I mean, you could have gone back like into like a Michael's or back then was scrapbooking was a big thing still. So you could have gone into like a Michael's or a store like that and found rhinestone like letters, maybe like the alphabet, but you did not find anything in like dimensional, like with like a lot of color or detail or anything trendy at all. So we were the first rhinestone sticker company, period. Especially one that was like marketed for kids as a collectible toy. I mean, it's different. And we were not marketing ourselves as a scrapbooking, even though you could use them. So as much as think about it, if you came up with like a flat sticker company, and there are thousands, talk about competitive space. I mean, that would have been really hard. If we just came up with like our version of a new flat sticker, this would not have happened. It was all about the rhinestones and all about the sparkle and that's what it was. And the fact that we kind of marketed these as like really special stickers.
So as you were learning and growing, when did this go from like a sticker collection to like a collectible sticker collection? And with the book, I mean, you now have a book, which, right. As you know, my daughter has literally organized her StickerBeans in the craziest way possible.
Yeah.
But you didn't always have the book. And I think that the book is really the linchpin for this being a collectible item.
I should know the answer to this, and I honestly don't. I do think we have had the book since very early on. I don't know that it was our first summer that we did, but if it wasn't the first summer, it was like in the fall of that year. I came up with that idea. I don't know how I did. I had this vision of, I don't have girls, but I looked at these stickers like if I did have girls, it would have like upset me to see them like just stick the stickers thoughtlessly or like use them just like without thought. I really looked at them like they were special, and I value like the fact, and I appreciate the fact, not value the fact. I appreciate the fact that they are not an inexpensive. I mean, it's a $4 sticker, and I was raised in a way that like, if my mom had bought me something like this to collect, I would have treasured it and kept it safe. I know I would have, because that's how I was raised. I really expected our customer to do the same. So I had this vision of like a baseball card in a binder, and I just was like, how can I do this? How can I do this? And then we came up with the idea. And again, lucky strike number 2, sent my idea. I think it was pencil to paper over to, a factory over there, and we got it back a prototype that was amazing. We got the book in terms of production, but overall, 100% hands down, this would have been a product and not a company that had longevity without the book. No way.
I love everything about your story because yes, I know there were bumps in the road, but you learned as you went and you developed your product and your collection as you went along. You learned as you were growing. And that really is the epitome of entrepreneurship when you think about it.
Yeah.
So I want you to share with everyone how many stickers you've sold. I think it really but I think the number really is a testament to the longevity of your product. It's been almost 10 years.
Yeah.
And also just how much people love them.
Yeah. So I think we're close to 3 million stickers now.
That's like bananas when you think about it. I mean, that's to have done no official marketing.
Yeah.
And to have sold 3 million stickers.
Right.
And to have this product that we're going to get into in a minute, how crazy people are for it, because they are. And people are crazy for it. It really is a testament to you and to Kim and what you've built and what you've put forth surrounding the brand.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I will say there's 2 other things I can't not address. Like, firstly, and this is actually a really good learning lesson. I wish someone had taught me this when I was starting. When we first launched and the stickers became a thing, there was a buyer at a really important store that said to me, enjoy this while it lasts. I think I told you this.
Mm-hmm.
Next year, it will be, these customers across the country that are this type of customer, next summer, next year, they are going to be on to the newest, hottest trend. And that was scary. It was like I was kind of being bullied a little bit. And it is typical of like in a trend market that not many companies are like mine. But another company launched the exact same year that we launched. It was called Hipstapatch. They were patches. So it was just like, and everyone thought like, and it was just a weird coincidence that StickerBeans and Hips to Patch launched. So everyone thought like stickers and patches were like that summer's trend. Hips to Patch took over as much of the buyer's attention that summer as StickerBeans. So like, I wouldn't say we were competitors because one was a patch intended for like clothes, backpacks, whatever, and ours was a true sticker. But the following year, Hips to Patch was gonzo. Patches had a year, and then patches popped up all over, and then a year later they were gone. Maybe it was two. I don't know. I don't want to like. I think they did very well, but it was a very short-lived.
It was a fad.
It was fad.
So
the thing about stickers, though, is I didn't realize this, but I should have. I'm not that young. I was collecting stickers 40 plus years ago. I'm not saying. And truthfully, that really, no one was collecting patches 40. So there's not that many things that stick around. Baseball cards have stuck around, stickers, right? So I didn't realize it when I thought of a sticker, but it's actually an amazing, like, thing to be involved in.
So what exactly do you attribute the fact that you stuck around and patches didn't? How would you define that?
I think that it's really just exactly that patches they weren't a collectible. I think that it was because our stickers became something that the kids and the moms, as you know, became like enhanced by. Like I can't. People love them because they're attractive. They can collect them. We retire them. They become rare. That's a whole nother piece.
We're going to get into that in a second.
Yeah, I mean, and then the other thing that I was going to mention earlier is that this was part of my advice piece was right early on when we launched and it became a thing. Quickly, there were like maybe 5 small companies that copied us. And we were panicked. We were really panicked. As a matter of fact, like it kept me up at night. I was unwell. I did not have any proprietary anything. We did not have a copyright. I didn't even have a trademark back then, which we do now. But I was really unwell because some of these companies had much more of a footprint than we obviously did. We had none, and they had like a little bit of like muscle power. I felt like. But what happened really quickly, and this is the thing that I now appreciate more than anything, is buyers were calling me and saying, the most incredible thing is happening. We're having kids come in. By the way, the buyers were not loyal to me. They bought the other stickers because they thought it was the rhinestone sticker thing that was happening. They weren't going to be loyal to StickerBeans. I was brand new. They brought in, I won't say the names, but this company, that company, this company, and they had them all hanging on a rack. But kids would come into the store and be like, these aren't real. These aren't real. Like, where's the sticker bean? Like, this is like not real. It's fake. And they were calling me like, I don't know how you did this. And I didn't. The kids did it. It was wild.
Well, but you had a brand on it, and we're going to get into, I'm going to ask you in a minute. I want to talk about the name of your company, but you had a brand on it and you were the first to market. Right. And there is something to be said about that. And kids don't want the fake. They don't want the dupe of anything. And I mean, even now in a time where dupes are, the word dupe is a regular household word. And it's part of our vernacular in the Pinchuk household because my kids are always like, well, I don't want the Lululemon dupe. I want the real one, right? They always want the real one. And you had a brand on it. Yeah. And you had already solidified your loyalty with them. You had the book and it all went together. And so I want to say to the retailers, really. And I'm glad that it worked out the way that it did because in my opinion, they should have been loyal to you, but that's a whole other story. And I'm glad that that it turned out the way that it did. Now, my question for you about marketing, because I know you've done not much marketing, everything's been very organic. Everything that you have had in terms of growth has rested upon word of mouth.
Right.
Now, one of the things that I want to say that I don't know that a lot of our listeners, just the everyday listener, would know is that StickerBeans is really, really big in the camp community, meaning like you guys have heard me talk about my kids going to overnight camp. Nowadays, you cannot send packages to your children at overnight camp. We used to be able to get boxes. Now you can't do that. And so what's happened with sticker beans amongst the girls is parents like myself stick the sticker beans in the letters and send them to their kids at camp. And when they get them, they trade them with their friends. And it's become a very, very big cultural phenomenon within the camp world. Now, what do you think happened to make that happen?
Well, again, that is very lucky that it's a sticker that can go in an envelope. I mean, I almost can't talk about it. That's how nervous it makes me. Because, if camps were to, I can't even put this into the universe, but if camps were to tell parents they can no longer send stickers in the envelope, it wouldn't be great. It wouldn't be great. But I would say they would bring them up on visiting day, and I think the parents would still buy them. But there's something about, especially the younger girls, their first or second or third summers, there's something really that connects, I think, a lot of the times the mom or the grandma with the kid that gets the sticker in the mail. It's just a really sweet, listen, it's not obnoxious. The reason camps banned gifts coming in the mail or boxes of stuff coming in the mail is for a very good reason. And that's that our world has become so
materialistic.
It's just everyone tries to outdo the next person, right? So when I went to sleepaway camp back in the day, if my mom even sent me anything, it was a crossword puzzle or
a Mad Libs
or whatever it was. Now I don't want to know. Again, definitely a bonus of not having girls. I don't want to know what would come in the boxes. There would be Lululemon packages, right? And there would be all sorts of craziness. So I'm a big supporter of no packages at camp, and I don't think there is anything wrong with sending your kid a sticker in an envelope. Whether it's even if it's another sticker, that's a lovely gesture.
But also, you and I have talked about this in the past, that it does trickle down to the kids when they come home. And part of why I love your product is because it gets my kid connecting with other kids. So at camp, they were trading, they were bartering. I would, put two in and be like, give this to so-and-so or use this to trade. And I just find that in today's world where we're so attached to technology and our kids are so reliant upon technology to communicate, that Sticker Beans actually helps my child to communicate and to connect with others without the iPad or screen in front of them.
Right. I mean, we've talked about this a lot. Obviously, this is another bonus. Nothing that I thought about 8 years ago, but it does make us feel super good that kids are playing together, talking about their collections, sending each other it's really positive stuff. We've gotten some amazing stories over the years. I think one of them was this summer, and I think you know about it, Lindsay, where a little girl had we have stickers that are retired and they've become valuable. I'm not talking about in a dollar way, but people treasure them and are nervous about losing them. And this little girl brought her book to camp and didn't realize that she had such a rare sticker, and said to the mom on her call, I'm sending my sticker home. I'm feeling way too much pressure. Everyone's trying to talk me into why I should trade for the sticker, and I don't want it here because I don't want to feel that pressure, which smart of her, right? But she sent the sticker home in an envelope, those letters where you just fold it and stick the sticker, and the envelope has no sides, so it's wide open. It was probably 7 years old, and the mom literally was devastated. She got this letter, she opened it, and it said, "Dear Mom, please put this somewhere safe." So she knew exactly what was supposed to be in the envelope, and it wasn't there. So I get an email on a weekend. I do check I know, Lindsay, I'm not supposed to check my email on the weekend, but I still do. And it said, dear whoever, to whom it may concern, SOS, I need help. And truthfully, I had to go deep into the archive. I had to go into the bowels of our storage room to see if I could find a sticker that matched this sticker. And I did. And we sent it to the mom. And honestly, I feel like it was wild.
One of the things that you just said that I think is also a testament to your company is just how you were involved in this, and you went and found the sticker. And I think a lot of people who know Sticker Beans thinks that Sticker Beans is this huge operation, and you are really a lean team, and you have the operations down to a science. You really do. So explain to everyone how big your team is.
So it's on an everyday basis. It's me, my partner, Kim, and our other partner, Alyssa, who happens to be my sister, which is just, that's like the icing on the cake. And that's another like side story, but she loves it here. We love having her. She's invaluable to us. We each have like roles that are distinct to how we do things, but like without each of us, it would be really hard. And then we do have like ongoing, like either internships or part-time people, a lot of times students that work. Like, so right now we have 2 girls that are working part-time here. The summer we hire a bunch of interns because the summers are crazy. And that's it. I mean, we had our stickers. We had a partner that we worked with for a little bit, a bunch of years ago. We talked about this, that wanted to like blow up our company, change everything, put us into this gigantic fulfillment center. And it was a nightmare. You know what? We have a few hundred SKUs, and I'm not saying there aren't fulfillment centers out there. Like, give me a break. Amazon handles millions of SKUs, right? But they could have done it. But we got into the hands of a fulfillment center that every other day we'd get an email or a phone call like that someone got the wrong stickers. So we do the fulfillment here. We have a storage room, which Lindsay's been to, a stock room, I should say, not a storage room, and a storage room, but where I don't do orders anymore. I've actually graduated, but up until about a year ago, I was still picking and packing. So we have, our girls that are here help us. And there are days where we have hundreds of orders, and then there are days that are like slower days. It's not like, we're not Amazon, but it is a well-oiled machine, and we do everything here. And the truth is, because of that, we don't have mistakes very rarely.
Now, do you want to keep it like that, or do you want to grow it to a point where you aren't as much in the weeds and Alyssa and Kim are not as much in the weeds? What is your vision for this?
What I've been learning and what you and I have worked on a lot is just trying to pass things on that I can, like things that are passable, things that someone that is equipped can do. I would not like to pass, if I could keep fulfillment in-house and just hire more people as I need them. I feel very proud of the fact that our orders get executed really quickly. People are always shocked. Quickly.
I was shocked when I ordered stuff recently from you, like this summer. I was like, oh, it got here in like 3 days. I was like, what?
I know. So people are always shocked by the customer service, and I'm proud of that. And also, I'm not saying mistakes don't happen. We're all human. There's once in a while we'll get an email like, I ordered the heart this and I got this. And you know what we do the next day, they get 3 more stickers sent out. I don't know. That's like champagne problems. Like if we're too busy and I have to someday look into a different fulfillment process, I will. But right now it's fine. I do feel like grateful when I can hand off tasks to other people. You know that. I am a absolute control freak. I have no problem admitting that. This is my baby. I've grown this from I don't feel all that differently than I do about my kids. I feel like I am responsible for every ounce of it, which makes my role challenging because I am definitely.
Don't you think that that's a very common founder trait?
You know what I have to say about that? If you don't have that in your DNA, like if that's not how you're feeling, it's not worth it. If you I love it. I think like 5 times a year I wake up and say, what the hell am I doing? Like, what am I doing? But other than that, I'm only on really bad days do I say, do I really have to do this anymore? But other than that, I hop out of bed in the morning. I am psyched to have a place to go that I love, to do what I love. And I know that I'm valuable here, and without me, it wouldn't be great.
So you've been around for almost 10 years. Yeah. How do you guys keep it fresh? Obviously, your end user is very cyclical because they age out of the product. But how do you keep it fresh and so that StickerBeans is not just a fad? I mean, StickerBeans has grown. It's not like it's stayed stagnant. Yeah. Like it has grown and continues to grow. And it is still something that girls really want and love. And even more girls across the country, even outside of camp, are wanting now.
That's the goal. I attribute that to the creative part of Kim and I. So Kim and I work as a team. She's pretty good at like, so like we don't even really, we have graphic artists and like, we have a few designers out there that like, on occasion will send like ideas to like help us like finish it. But other than those handful of times, Kim and I have like literally taught ourselves how to work certain apps and certain, Canva and this and that to like figure out design. We sit down and we brainstorm. We've been doing this for like the last week. This is the part that you don't even know, Lindsay, that in the last week, Kim and I have been here every day for like at least 6 hours a day. We will pretty much pump out our whole planogram for January through August. And it's like, we're like more than halfway done. We just sit down, we brainstorm, we go through, I think that it's the creative piece of us that makes it a success. And the stickers, they're getting better. They just are. I don't know how that's possible, but we're just getting more creative. And just when you think like, how are we going to come up with another sticker? Because I have like 200 of them behind me. We have another 100 in the works right now.
Can you talk about how we touched upon it earlier, but I'd love for you to share a little bit how you guys make the stickers exclusive and how you discontinue them and retire them. I think that this is a really, really big part of your business and your success. Mm-hmm. And I also would like for you to touch upon what happened when you started talking about that more, because I think from a marketing standpoint, if you have a product, it's a really great strategy to implement in your business.
Right. So it's interesting. We get attached to the stickers and we don't really like saying goodbye. The ones that are easy to say goodbye to, if I were just completely being honest here, are the ones where we're like, it wasn't like our best sticker. For me to tell you all 200 are our best, that would be a lie. So, every now and again, you get a sticker that's like not your favorite. That's the sticker that's so easy to retire. I mean, because you're like happy it's gone. But the ones that you like get attached to and really love, and the ones that I've sold 15,000 or 20,000 or 50,000 even of one sticker, that gets tricky. Honestly, it's just like they have their time, and we just pick a time to say goodbye. I think that when we came up with the idea of our squad, that was how we made a commitment, which is a super limited edition sticker. We come out with 2 on the first of every month, which is hard to do. And we order, I never say out loud how many we order because it's like that's like private stuff, but we order a set amount, and it's like, what's the phrase? Like set it and forget it. Like we literally order it and it's done. So when it sells out and they're gone forever. It's like instantly a rare sticker. That has helped a lot.
So a couple months ago, wait, I want to interrupt you. A couple months ago, the squad sold out in like 3 weeks. And I remember very vividly, you and I had a conversation and you were like, I don't know what to do because I love this squad. And like, can I reorder them? And I said, no. I said, you can't because it defeats the whole purpose, right?
Yeah. So in the squad, we try really hard to make the squad special. Like we try to make them really good stickers so that when they are gone, we do feel the loss of the sticker being gone, but it's the way it's meant to be.
When Lila gets a squad in the mail, she goes crazy because she's like, oh my God, these are the really rare ones. Even if she doesn't like it, and not all of the squad ones are her favorites.
I can't even tell you the like theories we've talked about this a little that kids have come up with it's folklore. Literally. It's like, I got a call yesterday. I got a call from my mom yesterday with her 3 daughters in the car saying, hi, I'm in the car with my 3 girls. I need, if you don't mind, for you to clarify something. They were told that if you get 3 of the same sticker, they could send them in to trade in for a jumbo sticker. I have no idea where that came from Or like there's a theory out there that the backing of our sticker, which kind of changes based upon the material we use in the printing process, that if it's a certain backing, that means it's super rare. But if it's the other backing, it's just normal rare. I'm letting these things, I'm good with the whole thing because it's all fun, but I have not ever said these things out loud.
Dana, what's been the most exciting moment since you started StickerBeans?
We've had a lot of really exciting moments. I can't lie. It was really cool. I'm trying to think of what year it was. There was a Christmas when someone on the Today Show put them on like the most wanted stocking stuffer, I think. That was like, because they're little. And it broke, we broke the internet, like our website broke. It was crazy. We did wild amount of sales in like 20 minutes. That was exciting. Oh.
So one of the ways you have grown your business is through licensing, and you've had some incredible partnerships with some incredibly synergistic brands. Talk a little bit about how that came to be and where that's gone, because it wasn't like one license and that's it. And I think now this has become a really big priority for you and your business in terms of growing and getting in front of more eyeballs.
Right. So one thing I've said to you a bunch of times is that some of I don't want to say smaller because it's not even like the right, but they are smaller. But some of our smaller partners, they were licenses. They all, actually not some of them, came to us because they had a daughter or a niece or someone that they care about that somehow became a collector and fell in love with the sticker. So one of the first ones was Love Shack Fancy and, Baked by Melissa. I don't want to name, we have a whole bunch in the works. I don't want to say easy, but it is easy, right? Because take Baked by Melissa, for example. We did their like signature rainbow cupcake and a sticker. I didn't have to think of that, right? The sticker, the image was the image, and it translated well into a sticker. And at least in the tri-state area, and I'm sure in most metropolitan areas, people know of Baked by Melissa. So it was just like an instant hit. I mean, it was it was like a easy partnership. So once we had those established and they were successful, and we knew licensing was a great addition to what we were doing. And we started, just making connections to other slightly bigger. We're doing it in baby steps. I'm a firm believer in not committing to things that you can't do well or overextending. As long as I want to keep business here as like you addressed earlier, as trimmed down as we are here, I don't want to like take on something that will put me out of business or like make me feel like actually stressed out and overwhelmed. So we do have some amazing licenses. Our Care Bear license has been fabulous. And I wasn't sure. Care Bears is a little like retro, but the kids absolutely love them.
So one of the things that you just said is something that I love about you, and it's that you don't bite off more than you can chew. And I do think that you have such a great sense about you and your business and what you are capable of. But at the same time, you want to grow and you just do it slowly. And I think there are a lot of founders out there and so many people who are listening who just really rush to do things and rush to get things done. And oftentimes that sets them back. So what would you tell someone as they're looking to roll out new initiatives based on your own experience? And I mean, I think you do this really well.
Right. It's the only time I wish I had more people here. I think if it's really a function of if you have the manpower and you could if you're good at designating and there are people that can take these big projects on, then I actually don't believe in holding back. Like there are times where I wish I had just like my own licensing person here in the office that could just manage licensing, for example, because I pretty much do that. So I think you just have to weigh the pros and the cons. Like every time you bring someone into your world or into your team, if it's the right fit, it and it helps. But if it's like, I have found, not always, but I have found for me that sometimes I find myself like doing the work for the other person. Like, it's really a gift if you find someone to work with that gets what your needs are and can kind of execute without, because if I have to tell someone every single thing to do, I'd rather just do it myself. And that's a little bit of a problem because I do wind up doing it myself a lot. But thanks to you, I've recently passed, a good chunk of responsibility onto other people. Like, I was doing all of I don't mind sharing it. I was doing all of my bookkeeping and accounting, and it was taking up so much of my headspace and my time. And I think, we're on like our like literally first month of like really getting going here with them, but I think it's going to really, really free up a lot of time for me. So I'm really happy about that. I've learned that my time is like too valuable for that. Like, I can't be doing bookkeeping anymore. I need to really focus on the growth of the business.
And the cost that you're going to be spending on bookkeeping is minimal compared to, the opportunity cost is such that it makes more sense for you to focus on growing the business.
I have to remind myself that every time I think of a great sticker, or every time I make a good introduction to like a good partner, a license, a retailer, whatever it is, dollar for dollar, my time is better spent doing bigger things than that.
So I asked you a couple minutes ago what your most exciting moment was, but what are you most proud of?
Honestly, I am definitely most proud of the fact that I was a stay-at-home mom. By choice. I had the gift of being, I had the privilege, I should say, of staying home and raising my 3 boys. And I really wouldn't trade that. And every single day, I say to Kim and Alyssa every day, I'm like, Jesus, thank God we did this. Thank God we came up with this idea. There's 2 real good reasons. I would not be good. If I was the girl that had to go meet friends every day for lunch, or go play golf, or learn how to play canasta or whatever, I'm not judging anyone that does it. It's just not my jam. It's just not. That would not give me satisfaction. All my best friends, some of them would say, like, we're good in small doses. We love each other more than anything, but we don't need to hang out every day anymore. We're fine. It's ironic that all of my really, really close friends, for the most part, have a hobby or a business or something that they're like growing right now. I thank God for that I have something to do every day that gives me like satisfaction. And I really, really am happy that my 3 boys saw that like my value wasn't just cooking and, taking them to their lessons, and not that there isn't such value in that, because there was. And they were
your youngest son when you started this?
He was pretty young. So it's 10 years. He's 20. He was like 10.
But I want to say that because I do think that there are so many women out there that think like, oh, I've stayed home and it's too late. And I always say it's never too late. And you are just the epitome of that. And I know you have other friends who have started later in life as well. And I think it's just a testament to it is never too late to just get started.
Never. But on the flip side, I am very, very sensitive and feel badly in a way that it's never too late, and everyone should give it a try, because we're not 50s, the new 40s, the new 30, whatever the hell people say, but it is a little bit challenging. If all of a sudden you wake up one day and you're 45 years old and you chose to stay home to raise your kids, and you didn't like either keep up with a profession or have a hobby, or if there wasn't something that kept you like either in the mix or in the groove, or like or you don't have like the networking or whatever it is, if you're just like a regular, normal, good mom that stayed home to raise their kids and didn't pursue a career or continue a career path, I have friends that have said to me many times that like it's sad, like they want something to do and they can't think of it. And you can't really think of not everyone's going to think of sticker.
Right.
And if you don't want to be whatever, an attorney or a paralegal or whatever it is you once did in your past life, it's challenging. But I always think that if I didn't have this, I would find something else. I would volunteer. I would like get committed I would commit myself to something else.
So I have 2 more things I'm going to ask you. You taught yourselves how to run this business. I mean, you didn't know from Boo when you started. You ordered the stickers, they landed. I mean, you've said a couple of times throughout this conversation, I wrote down like you didn't know about marketing and merchandising. So what would you tell someone who really has a lot to learn when it comes to business?
That is something that not to even think about it. Like, I was not a business major in school. I majored in communications, whatever the hell that even meant. And I now think I definitely went to business school over the last 10 years, 100%. I mean, I scaled a business. I know how to run the accounting side of my business. So I understand, the debits and credits and how to make sure I manage my money properly here. Forget about that. Like, I'm also like a graphic designer. And I mean, we have literally gotten degrees in like 16 different things. I mean, honestly. And
it's doable.
It's very doable. And like, even so our minds are like, we are still able to like learn things and do things and you could go out and get a degree at our age, my age. I'm not looping you into my age, by the way. At my age, you could still go out and get a degree to learn something and pursue it. I believe that. I really do believe that. If you all of a sudden wake up one day and you're like, I should have been a nurse or a doctor, go do it. I don't know about a doctor. Nurse.
So my last question is the same question I ask everyone at the end, and that is, what are 3 actionable tips that you would give another female founder who's just starting out?
Stick to, like, definitely, if there's something you believe in, don't let anyone bully you to think that it's not going to work, or that you should back down because there's another company doing it better. Or if you strongly believe in an idea, just go for it. So have a goal, stick to the plan. Definitely make sure you're working with people that you trust. So important. Your partners, they can't just be financial partners. They have to be willing to like stay up at night on the phone with you and like meet you on a Saturday in the office and blood, sweat, and tears, and maybe not go on a vacation because shit got busy in the office. Like, if you can't trust that your partners are in it with you, it's not just I mean, I know you can have financial partners. That's a separate conversation. But people that are your actual partners that you want to like grow a business with, you have to have like some kind of arrangement where you're in it together. Otherwise, you start to resent people. It's really important to sit back and let yourself enjoy the thing, like the good that comes with it. There's a lot of stress in every day running a business and day-to-day business. And like, if you really let it succumb to the stress and you don't sit back and say, wow, like this is great. This is amazing. Maybe like treat yourself to something, which I just recently started. Like, you deserve like to reward yourself if things are going well. Like, and you should feel like proud. Honestly, you should feel proud. And there's nothing wrong with when someone says to you, like, congratulations, or I can't believe you've done such a great job growing your business, say thank you. Like, that's good. It's all like, we deserve the recognition. It's like blood, sweat, and tears here. Like, this is hard work. And I think it's important to like relish in the joy of it all and like the success of what you've grown.
Dana Runyon, co-founder of StickerBeans, thank you so much for your time, for your knowledge, for sharing your story with us. And I can't wait to share your story with our community.
Thank you, Lindsay. I love talking to you. It's a pleasure.
I love Dana's story for so many reasons. I love that Dana decided to give this company a try long after she had been a stay-at-home mom and when her kids were back in school. I love that she just went for it, that her and Kim just decided to do it and they learned as they went along. And that is something that so many entrepreneurs do, but that is something that so many entrepreneurs don't do. And they wait until they think everything's perfect before just giving it a go. And I love their can-do attitude, and they just went for it, and look at what they built. So I want you to take out your pen and paper because I'm going to share with you my top 5 takeaways from today's conversation in no particular order. Number 1, word of mouth marketing is key to your business. Even if you think you need paid ads, and some of you do, word of mouth marketing is not something to be discounted. Dana built her entire business off of word of mouth marketing, and it has never paid a dime for marketing. Number 2, learn as you go, learn as you grow. And that's the epitome of entrepreneurship. And that is the epitome of this story. Number 3, if you don't love your business like your child, walk away. You want to hop out of bed every morning, know that you're valuable at your company, and love what it is that you do. Number 4, make sure you work with people who you can trust, that you can lean on, and that you want to grow a business with. And number 5, feel proud and say thank you when someone congratulates you on your business. I want to thank Dana Runyon, not only for being here today and sharing her story, but for trusting me as my client as well. You are an amazing, amazing founder, and I love, love, love working with you. And I love being able to share your story today. And I want to thank all of you for joining us today on Dear Founder to hear this incredible story. If there's anything further that you need from either one of us, you can find us at StickerBeans or at Lindsay Pinchuk on Instagram. And for now, you can stay tuned for another amazing episode coming your way next week. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you for being here.